Okay, mental health is something that we need to talk about. It's not talked about a lot. We talk about marketing and, how to run ads and how to scoop, and people don't really think about why this is even important to discuss. And I promise you, we've encountered a lot of people with different partners, business partners, life partners, and financial situations from top to bottom. And you have to take care of what's in here because it sets the tone for your team and for your company. So we need to talk about this. And this is why we have this classroom, because it's just not talked about enough. But we all experience our mental health being in a multitude of areas from high to low. And so what we want to do is we want to talk about the things that you need to keep an eye out for so that you don't push yourself, your family, your business partner, and your team into toxic areas that are going to hurt you financially, but ultimately they're going to hurt you mentally too. So there's going to be various ways that you can have financial pressure applied to you, not necessarily with just bills, but even just having a surplus of money without a plan can hurt you too. So we talk about what financial pressure looks like and how it can manifest. And then we talk about setting expectations for your team, obviously, but also for yourself. It's not enough that you just set the expectations for your clients on how you operate your business and for your team on, what you require of them, showing up every day on time and, how to scoop, but then also the expectations that you set for yourself and how to make sure that you're not doing too much and you're certainly make sure that you're doing enough. And then how to manage your drive. So we all have different goals, right? And you have to make sure that you understand what your goal is. You have a plan, there's a timeline, and then there is a way to get there and expectations for when you will arrive at that goal. The reason why you want to manage that drive is because you know how hard or how soft to push yourself. If you are on schedule, then you know that you can give yourself a mental break, okay? So that's very, very important. And then personal relationships, we kind of touched on already, but we have to talk about what it looks like when you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, and a wife, kids, family members. And when you have a small business, that will affect you the way that it affects them. And to no fault of you, they may be negatively impacted by your success. I'm going to say that again, okay? You need to hear this. Your family and your friends and even your team and your business partners, they could be negatively impacted by your success because they're going to project their feelings to you and to your situation, which is, I'm successful. So you have to be able to manage that in a way that is encouraging, it's compassionate, and it's also, not really your problem. You're not making it your problem, but it's going to help you to be humble. And so we talk about that, and we talk about the psychology that goes on when people start to resent you, when people start to second guess you. And you need to just understand where people are coming from so you can give them grace. And so you can just kind of keep your eyes focused on taking care of yourself, your company, and your team. So we talk about personal relationships and how your world is going to start to kind of shift a little bit. Because the 9-to-5 world is very possibly relatable to you if you're just kind of looking into poop scooping. But what happens when you shift from 9 to 5 to now from 7 to 7, right? 7 days a week? What's going to happen is that you're going to become unrelatable and you're going to see more income than what they did when they were, what you did when you were 9 to 5. You're going to the value of the dollar is going to really change on you. And you're going to feel alienated. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to want to, relate to people that you can't really relate to anymore. Holidays are going to be kind of not weird and awkward. People want to see you succeed, but you're going to have a community of people that you can talk to and share your victories. It's going to be just difficult to relate to. You're going to have to trust me on that. So we talk about what that looks like. And then also just having too many hats. So this is just org chart stuff. So obviously we got to talk about, sticking to your strengths and how to delegate and that whole world. And then avoiding burnout, okay? So depending on what your goal is, it's easy to be like, I want to create jobs for people in my community. I want to take care of them. Okay, great. But then what happens when you do that and you turn into Heisenberg and you say like, I just do it for the family. And all of a sudden you're like, I want $1 million company. I want $1 billion company. And at the cost of what? So you have to be honest with yourself with what your goals are. And if you're not, you will burn out because you're chasing something that it's fleeting. There's no satisfaction there. And the goalpost keeps moving. You keep changing the goal because you don't know how to slow down and be satisfied and grateful for where you are. And that's what brings us to the last point. It's just understanding gratitude and how that can help you with having a good, positive mental health state. I'm all about people trying to license and franchise and grow and expand into multiple markets and just growing at an incredibly fast rate. But that means that you have to have good, intelligent capacity and emotional intelligence capacity. Like you have to be prepared for all of these things that are about to come at you, because you can go at a nice brisk pace and everything will still come at you. All these lessons and all these, revelations of yourself, they're going to still come at you, but they're going to come at a much slower pace. So you have to be able to make sure that you can manage these things and pivot and be humble and learn and make adjustments. And it's just, small business is wild, man. It's an amazing adventure. You're going to learn a lot about other people, but you're going to learn a lot about yourself. If you've ever seen the show Oranges, I wasn't planning on this. This is a total off the rails right now. But if you've ever seen the show Orange is the New Black, there is an episode where Piper, she's in prison, obviously, and then they have people, kids, that they're trying to scare straight, and so they bring them to the jail, to the prison. And Piper's talking to the one who's kind of has like a lot of attitude. And so the girl says, like, what are you going to do? You're going to scare me straight? She goes, nope, but I'm going to just shoot you real straight. Here's how it is in prison. The scariest thing is not that you're locked in here with a bunch of people. The scariest fact about being in prison is that you're locked in prison with yourself. And all of these like little areas and ways that you interact and all of the wrinkles of your character, they reveal themselves to you, and you have to figure it out. And so you can't look away. You're looking at yourself. Point of this is that this is what small business is. It's essentially a prison where you are looking at yourself. And if you don't, you have to deal with a lot of churn of employees, team members, and even clients. And so eventually you figure it out that you may be the problem. So mental health, this is where it starts. And we'll see you in the school, and looking forward to you helping yourself out with this.